Since we published the list Sunday night, we've heard from more alleged victims telling us about their abuse and their cases that have never been reported. We'll continue to investigate these as they come in. We've also heard from victim advocacy groups telling us that disclosure of the list is an important step toward healing for victims. It's disclosure they continue to demand from the diocese.
When I was abused at 12, I froze. Now I am able to fight back.
The boy in that photo is Tim Lennon. A clergy sex abuse survivor himself, Lennon grew up to become the president of the Survivors Network of those abused by priests. On behalf of fellow survivors, he's called on authorities to investigate the church and for the church to release the names of accused priests.
An overwhelming number of victims of child sex abuse never come forward. So when you have a disclosure such as you did, this provides an opportunity, maybe for the first time, for survivors to see that they're not alone.
It is my duty and my distinct pleasure to welcome especially His Excellency the Most Reverend Douglas Desatel, our new shepherd. We are blessed indeed.
Since his installation in 2016, Bishop J. Douglas Desatel has had to address 4 cases of clergy sex abuse. In 2016, when child pornography charges came out against Father David Broussard, Bishop Desatel held a news conference and took questions.
As soon as we knew something happened, we wanted the word to get out to the priests of our diocese and also to the media, to you guys.
Same in June 2018, announcing accusations against Father Michael Guidry.
At this time, I'm glad to entertain any questions that anyone might have for me.
But in October 2018, acknowledging accusations against Monsignor Roby Robichaud, Bishop Desatel refused to take questions.
We said we will not be taking questions, and this ends our statement. Thank you for being here.
A logistical thing. On September 18th, he had said that there weren't anyone.
No more questions, Jim. I'm sorry.
The media was instead asked to submit questions through email, and we did. Was Bishop Gerald's handling of the case appropriate? Is there any accountability? Does Bishop Gerald have a statement? 14 weeks later, still no answers. In November, accusations against Reverend Jody Simoneau were announced in an emailed statement, no news conference.
Is that openness? Is that transparency?
No, of course not. And again, the reason he does any kind of announcement or transparency is because he's compelled to do.
Repeated requests for a one-on-one interview with Bishop Desatel have been declined or ignored. The Charter for the Protection of Children and Young People calls for the church to be open and transparent, something Bishop Desatel promised 2 years ago.
We do have guidelines, but it's just common sense that the crisis mode are things like transparency, informing the public, having a press conference. All of those are lessons that we have learned over the years, that this is how this is addressed.
We reached out to the diocese for comment on this series. We haven't yet heard back. If you are the victim of sexual abuse by clergy or otherwise, there are resources available for you to get help. We have some posted at katc.com/thelist. And this programming note, we aren't done with this investigation. We invite you to watch our half-hour special, The List, Sunday night at 10:35 right here on KATC. For KATC Investigates, I'm Jim Hummel.